Hello, welcome to Zombie Beach.
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all ships at sea. It is time once again in Dolby Stereo, Surround Sound Diorama, Zombie Beach Podcast. My name is Dan. Every single time you do that, it cracks me up.
It's still not a zombie.
Still not a zombie. That actually sounded like that thrilling, chilling sounds of the haunted house scream when the guy's getting eaten by dogs. Yo! And that making the Allen Ginsberg howling noise is my good friend and cohort in crime, Jerry Davis.
How are you doing, folks?
Well, I don't know about them, but I'm doing fine.
I am too. I'm appropriately sipping on a man-synth.
Oh, very nice.
So I thought, what's the combination of absinthe and horror?
There's a lot, actually. So there's a whole bunch of horror films or thrillers, if you will, that feature absinthe in them.
I could imagine also Marilyn Manson in a horror film, if he hasn't already been in one.
You know what? He was in...
there you go.
Well, I don't know if I'd call it... it was kind of a dark film. There were a couple films that he was in. One was called Jawbreaker, where he was this slimy guy that ends up having sex with...
underage girls.
Yeah, with this girl. And
yeah,
he looks like a used car salesman. Actually, ironically, he looks like the guy that plays the gazillionaire in the Las Vegas show Absinthe, which is really kind of funny.
Would it be funny if that guy turned out to be Marilyn Manson?
That would be funny. Boy, that'd be an ironic twist. And then he was also in another film with Macaulay Culkin called Party Monster, where he played this New York party kid, more of an old age party kid that dressed up in like women's clothes, and he was driving this truck around totally loaded on coke or something. I don't know. It was a really weird. It was such a strange movie, but I mean, it was perfect for him. So those are the two that I know of. I'm sure our dear listeners would know what other frivolities Mr. Manson was up to. But
I actually like strange movies. The stranger, the better.
Oh, I do too. Honestly, I'm kind of sad that we haven't heard from our good friend David Lynch in a long time. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, he's still crying in his beer for passing up on directing The Empire Strikes Back, I'm sure. Oh, yes. Could you imagine what a weird twist of fate that would have been? R2-D2 would have had mealworms coming out of his head.
I know.
PPO would have had 12 arms and looked like some sort of Middle Eastern statue. I don't know. Yeah, the inside of the spaceships would all sound like steam escaping. Yes. Could you imagine? Now, that's kind of a funny thought. Could you imagine if somebody redid Star Wars in, like, steampunk style? Oh, that would be awesome. Wouldn't that be great? Like Darth Vader, could you imagine him in, like, a brass helmet with, like, pipes and tubes coming out?
Totally.
Like one of those pressure regulators.
He almost looks steampunk. I mean, he makes hissing sounds.
Hey, it's true. He does. So.
Look, I'm running out of pressure.
Speaking of that, did you see that that picture I posted on my Facebook site where somebody took a cassette and turned it upside down on a piece of paper and drew Darth Vader's body underneath it?
No.
And then next to it, they took an iPod and put it on a piece of paper and drew little arms and legs and put a little piece of paper with a face that looked like it was screaming. And the cassette goes, "I am your father," and the iPod screaming, "No!"
Perfect.
I know, it made me laugh. So, dude, lots of interesting zombie stuff. I guess we should jump right in and thank our sponsor first of all.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Take care of our good friends at Super Focus. Thank you very much. My glasses arrived the day after we recorded our podcast last week, and I have to tell you something, Jerry. And I don't want to get all fanboy and take up 10 minutes talking about them, but in all honesty, these are some of the most amazing glasses I think I've ever owned.
I completely agree. Well, what are the reactions you're getting when you people see you in them?
Well, you know what? I haven't been out of the house that much.
Oh, okay.
So I wore them to. We have a small group that meets here on Wednesday nights, right? We have dinner and wine, and then we sit around and talk for a while. So I had them on then, and one of the girls there, her name's Leslie, because I picked him up to put him on, and she goes, "Oh, are we going to have a Quidditch match later?" I said, "Thank you, smartass." But no, dude, these things are awesome. I mean, at the end of the day, when I'm working on the computer, my eyes are not like totally tired. I don't feel as burned out.
I know,
as I do before. And the
jeez,
here comes the police. I knew they'd come sometime. But
it is illegal to drink Manson and talk about zombies.
I think it is.
I'm sorry, it's an ambulance.
Oh,
we might have to cut this part out because it's rather loud.
Well, you know what? We could just pretend it's the start of the zombie apocalypse.
That was it. That was the start of the zombie apocalypse, people.
Mark our words. Put it on your calendar if there's an internet by tomorrow.
Those little fungus things that used to, take control of ants are now taking control of people.
Yes. So anyway, just to finish up the super focus conversation, dude, I really love them. I mean, they're amazing, and they're not, like you were telling me before, they're definitely not as heavy as I would have imagined them to be.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing if I had any criticism of them at all, and this is really, really slight, is that, and this is my own personal opinion, is when I look in the mirror, they look a little bit small for my head.
Yeah, it would be nice if they actually made a frame for bigger sized faces.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it was like, honestly, if this was like about another inch in diameter wider, I think it'd be perfect. So, super focus, love your glasses. It's honestly, it has changed my life. Like, I love the fact that I can go from reading glasses to regular. And by the way, I know I said I wouldn't go on, but I am. When I was wearing them driving, dude, it was the most amazing thing. It's like I could actually see the off-ramp signs as clear as day.
I know, like it's almost like you're seeing miles away and reading. It's just amazing.
I felt like I had superpowers.
Maybe you do now.
I could. I see things in super focus.
Da, 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 da.
So all that to say, yeah, love the super focus, and I love the fact that I can adjust them, and it's amazing. So I think part of it too is I just have to get used to wearing glasses, because those old ones that I have, that I'm still going to make the video of me crushing them and putting on our site. Those were horrendous. Oh my gosh, I was getting headaches and all that other crap. And these are like, I put them on and I can adjust them to where I need them, and they work. And I think they look bitchin'.
I do too. They've been starting a lot of conversations for me. I meet a bunch of people, and one of them will at least point at my glasses and say, "Those are cool glasses."
Yeah.
Okay, that almost sounds facetious. I'm absolutely telling the truth. That happens over and over again. And depending on the situation, I'll actually go into a spiel. And my manager, she loves them, and so do several other people on our our building staff area.
Right.
And when we're somewhere like, I was at my manager's house with her husband. We're like having just a little party, and I was introducing them to absinthe. She made me run through the whole spiel, with how they work and everything for her husband.
Oh, really?
And she says, and take the lenses off. You got to take the lenses off. I had to, and they're kind of hard to take off because those magnets are strong. When you pop the lenses off, and then you have two like monocles. Right. And so, have you done that yet?
I have not. I have not ventured that far into them just because I'm scared to death.
I know they do seem like really delicate instruments, don't they?
They do. It's like I feel like I'm like I bought something out of the scientific catalog, and I don't want to I don't want to take the chance of destroying them. Plus, I need to go down and get them fitted. So
yeah, I still have to do that.
Right. So anyway, all that to say, love the Super Focus, and they're amazing.
Superfocus.com, because, well, they are our sponsors.
Yes.
And I don't have the phone number up. We'll get the phone number up later on in the show.
Yeah, Jerry will introduce that at the end.
And we will have for you, if you're interested, and we have 10% off, I was going to say tokens. Yes, you just insert it into the internet, and out comes, no, 10% off coupons, and just contact us at Hangover at Slow Death. No.
That would be
Undead at zombiebeachpodcast.com, and we'll send them to you.
Hey, and also I got those very same referral cards as well.
Ah, yes. So we got 8 of them.
Yeah.
Unless you've given them away already.
No, I have not. I haven't been out of the house. It's like I've been stuck here. I feel like I've been walled up for the zombie apocalypse.
I've got 2 people who said they're going to take them, but I haven't given them away yet. So
okay.
We'll see.
Now we've got 4 more. So let me know, and I'll send them off to you. Referral cards. We like it. This is the thing, people. And I'm just going to say this once. When we go on and on about something, it's because we truly like it. It's not because they're a sponsor. Even if they were a sponsor and we hated the product, we probably wouldn't be as nice to them.
if we hated the product, they wouldn't be a sponsor.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway,
it wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen.
All right.
Oh, speaking of which, remember I was telling you about those earbuds that...
oh, yeah, right.
Well, apparently they arrived and then got lost before they got to me. So I never did get them.
They arrived and got lost. How does that happen?
Apartment complex, went to the manager's office. Someone stole them or something. I never got them.
Wow.
So they said, they must have taken back the post office. I go to the post office. Says, no, they're left at the manager's office. I go to the manager's office. No, they're not here. They never were here. So I don't know. They're gone. Oh, well.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe you need to get a P.O. box or something that's a little safer.
But I've never had that happen before. So it's just kind of ironic that would happen with something I suspected I wasn't going to like anyway.
It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. Sorry. Little Alanis Morissette reference there.
Love Alanis Morissette. I almost said Annis.
Annis Morissette.
Yeah, she's made of...
That's her absinthe that she makes.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
I know. Annis Morissette.
We should suggest it to her.
There you go. So, Alanis, I would say follow in the footsteps of Marilyn Manson and make your own absinthe called Annis Morissette. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
But yours could be a little bit ironic. Yes. Don't you think?
The ironic absinthe.
Moving on.
Thank you. Good night. All right, so let's get right into The Walking Dead because we just had the
spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Okay, spoilers, people. Spoilers.
All right, so if you have not seen the season finale of The Walking Dead, you're probably going to hear things that you don't want to hear. So let's take 2 seconds of silence for you to shut off your iPod, your car stereo, throw your Walkman out the window, whatever you got to do if you don't want to hear what's going on.
That'd be so awesome. A podcast where you subscribe to it and we mail you cassette tapes.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Old school. Well, you wouldn't call it a podcast then. It would be a
cassette cast.
A cast. Cassette cast? Tape cast?
Tape pod.
No, it wouldn't be. There would be no pod involved.
No, it would have to be a pod. Retropod.
Retropod. There you go. I am your father.
No.
So, all right, Walking Dead season finale. Holy cats! What did you think? I want to hear your impressions, and then I'll go off on a diatribe.
It was very intense. I couldn't sit down while watching most of it.
Because of the intensity?
Yeah.
Really?
I was fidgeting too much and like jumping around during the big attack at the end, and
right.
Not at the end, in the middle, or actually in the beginning. And I was really unhappy with Lori.
Yes.
And I was now this is kind of funny. At the end, you meet the new character who has a sword.
Yes.
as we'd talked about.
I know. Talk about unintentional spoiler.
And I thought that was way cool, and my daughter was very excited. And then afterwards, I was thinking about it and thinking, okay, so they've got David Morissette scheduled to be the governor.
Okay.
And they have this person, I forgot the name of the character. And I'm thinking, okay, this, up until this point, this has been a very realistic setting with very realistic characters. And now suddenly you're going to have two very cartoony...
Well, kind of over the top characters.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, these are not realistic characters. Well, of course, I haven't seen The Governor yet, but...
Well, now, do you
He sounds
think...
like he's... I mean, from what I've heard, it sounds like he stepped right out of the... Oh, God, what was it? Mel Gibson's post-apocalyptic world. Road Warrior.
Mad Max?
Yeah, it sounds like he stepped right out of Mad Max's
Really?
to me. But anyway...
Well, here's the thing. Now, we don't know for sure because they gave no allusion to the governor showing up.
Well, he's
I know
been
nothing
cast.
about the governor, nor did I know anything about the hooded chick with the pet zombies.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, that was kind of a fluke when we talked about it last week, and you were telling, describing what was in the comic book, and then she showed up at the end, which I thought was pretty. That was pretty intense. I mean,
well, apparently it's starting. The series is starting to now fall in line more with the comic book.
right now, I did listen to
Graphic novels, I mean.
By the way, FYI, I think you should also tape The Talking Dead, which is the show that comes on afterwards.
Oh,
where they
that's the guy whose podcast I was trying to get you to listen to.
What?
That's the guy from The Nerdist.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And they talk about The Walking Dead all the time on their podcasts. And
Oh my gosh! Well, no wonder he's on there doing that. He's actually, I really enjoyed the wrap up that they do on that. So I'm gonna start watching that. But he came up. They were talking about it with the executive producer, who was the guy that actually did the comic. Mm-hmm. And they had the chick that played Andrea on there, and then the producer. So they were talking about what we can expect from the next season, and they said that they are kind of following the comic book, but they're mixing things up intentionally, so as not to so people who've read the comic or the graphic novel, I guess we should call it, aren't like totally prepared for what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, very interesting stuff. And I agree with you. I was really pissed at Lori when she got all over Rick about blowing away Shane. But you know what I think? In all honesty, I think I agree with what they were saying on the Talking Dead about it. They said that it's like the reason she freaked out is because she's got all this guilt about setting that whole thing in motion.
Oh, that's true. But also, at one point in like 2 or 3 episodes ago, she was telling him that, maybe you're going to have to kill him.
Right. Exactly. But she said you're going to have to do something. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, it's kind of like the old mafia thing. It's like the mafia boss says, I need you to do something for me. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't actually say that I want you to kill somebody, but it's implied. So I think she's got a lot of guilt, and that's why she's freaking out and being all wacky. But I did love how Rick, how it became. What did they call it? A Rick-tatorship.
Rick-tatorship.
I thought that was brilliant. How he just stepped up and said, "Look, you guys are a bunch of jackasses, and it's time for me to be the man, and it's not a democracy anymore."
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I thought it was really cool. I thought that the barn burning was amazing.
Mm-hmm. The weird thing is, the kid, I even forgot his name, who was in the
Carl.
Yeah, in the Winnebago, who got munched on.
Oh, Jimmy, yes.
Jesse and I were like, "Who's that guy? Where did he come from?" I guess he's been in it so little.
Yeah,
he was like a red shirt from the very beginning.
Yes,
and
he was one of the guys when they first got to the farm. He was there with Herschel and the adopted daughter, and
I totally didn't. I didn't even remember him.
yeah, he was a throwaway character.
And they definitely, because I had no idea. I was like, who was that? Because at first I thought it was the mom of the girl that got zombified.
Right.
Carol?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was Carol at first.
It was Carol, I guess. But yeah, so I was very surprised because I was looking at him going, who the hell is that? And then later it's like, oh, okay, that was Jimmy because he got in the Winnebago and then they got overrun. And
yeah. I
thought that was very clever though, leading them into the barn with the gas and everything. I thought that was very.
Didn't seem to get many of them.
No, not as many as you would have thought.
Now here's what. Okay, you got a pickup truck and several cars. Why can't you just zoom back and forth and run them down until they're all dead?
Well, because
Why?
Because
it should be like a lawnmower.
Well, yeah, but remember you got to destroy the brain.
I know, but I mean, if you break their body up, they can't move very. Then it'd be easy to just walk around and pluck them. It'd be like that one that was dragging her half body across the field at the very beginning.
Yeah, that is true. So I don't know. I mean, I thought they did a good job of going around. It was kind of like a video game at the beginning where they're all driving back and forth, like taking pot shots at them, like at the county fair where you have the pellet gun and you try to shoot the bear that's going back and forth to win a prize.
And I noticed Herschel had a Hollywood gun.
Oh, I know. Herschel was like kind of badass there. It's like, I'm going to die here. I'm going to take him out, bastards.
And also, it was like he had an endless supply of bullets until the plot deemed that he didn't.
Right. Exactly. Now, this is the part I wanted to talk to you about because the question I had at the week before last show, right, was when the gun goes off and then it cuts away to the woods and then there's all these walkers and they turn and look.
Oh yeah, and then it showed at the beginning why they were walking that way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, maybe it's me. But why didn't that happen before when Rick first entered into the city? Remember when he entered into the city and he saw the helicopter? Mm-hmm. And he's like on the horse and he goes and he turns the corner and there's all the walkers, right? Why didn't the walkers start following the helicopter beforehand?
I don't know.
I know. See, that's where I'm having a little bit. I mean, I understand the suspension of disbelief and how, you just kind of got to go with it. But I'm sitting there going, so this helicopter was flying straight for the farm, and nobody on the farm heard the helicopter, but the walkers just kept going in a straight line and heading on out.
Were they? I don't know. I guess I just assumed they were just going down the freeway and then wandering around, but who knows?
Yeah. So that was like one of the few things I had suspension of disbelief problems.
And also the zombies will always sneak up behind you, and you won't notice them until it's too late.
Well, I know.
That's their method of attack. But, I mean...
But, Rick and Carl are walking back to the house, and they don't see there's 5,000 zombies cruising around behind them?
I know. With that full moon?
Oh, I know.
It was a pretty cool scene, though, when they were talking... And then you could see the zombies, and they didn't notice them.
Right.
That was awesome. That was like, oh shit.
Yes, whoever did the cinematography for that was on point. Yeah. It was a beautiful thing. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the prison. Over the hills there.
I'm excited that they're off the farm, so that it's not zombie farm anymore.
I know, it really was zombie farm.
End of spoilers.
Thank you. So I guess we got to wait till the fall to pick up where we left off. I'm sure that for those of you who missed the entire season, but yet we spoiled the whole thing for you, they will show all of the Walking Dead seasons 1 and 2 back to back and do a marathon. I'm positive of it. And
also, I do believe that all of season 1 is already available as streaming on Netflix.
Oh yeah. Yeah, season 1 and actually half of season 2.
Already? Wow.
Yes. Oh, and dude, check this out. Though this was the kind of the big question of the night. They were talking on The Talking Dead. They said, "Well, what's going to happen? Are we going to see Daryl? And remember the guy and his kid that Rick was rescued by in the first episode?
Yeah.
Okay, and he said he's trying to get in contact with him, and he'll be checking the radio channel and all that other stuff." So they asked, he said, "Are those people coming back?" And the guy stopped and he looked up and you could tell he was thinking how to answer it without giving away any spoilers. And he says, and this was the best answer I ever heard. He goes, "I can tell you with 100% certainty that 1/3 of that group will definitely be coming back." So my guess is it's got to be Daryl, the guy that cut his own arm off to get off the roof. So because I'm going to assume that he's in the camp with everybody there, or he's part of that rogue group of bad guys that
he's going to be a member of the governor's.
Exactly, group. Could be a henchman.
Also,
they'll call it Lefty.
Spoiler. There are going to be, if they follow the book, there are going to be 3 prisoners in the prison. And one of them is still dangerous, and he will murder someone.
Well, don't tell me nothing. Don't say nothing about nothing.
Okay.
Because I don't want to know.
All right.
Wow, but that's good. Okay, there you go. Into spoilers. So that's our wrap up of The Walking Dead season 2. We'll try not to talk too much about it unless valuable information is leaked throughout summertime. Which we'll give you some spoiler alert warnings for that. So
yes.
So anyway, so there you go. So what I did happen to watch some horror films.
Oh, I'm glad you did because I didn't.
Yeah, well, trust me, I'm kind of not glad I watched them either.
Uh-oh.
I watched the Night of the Living Dead Reanimator. Remember we talked about that before?
Yeah.
With
Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs. What a horrible film.
Oh, he didn't save it, huh?
No. I mean, he was the best part of the film, but it was like, if you're... This is what... And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It makes me totally sad when they have such a great franchise like the Night of the Living Dead, right? And it just gets bastardized, and it turns into this cheeseball, hokey, paper thin excuse for an exploit. It's an exploitation film. That's the best way to put it. It is an exploitation film.
Zomsploitation.
Oh, seriously. Or Zomsploitation, maybe much better. But I
think I want to see Zombibi though.
I know. Actually, I am kind of excited about Zombibi. That actually is pretty funny. And I think I told you before about ARG zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get the chance, you really need to watch that. Okay. That's actually very funny, and it's very cleverly done. I mean, it's so low budget, it's pathetic, but it's from the zombie point of view.
Uh-huh.
And when you're seeing them as zombies and walking around and well, what they do is they have these cutaways to what the zombies are actually thinking they're doing. And they're talking hey, what are you doing? Well, I don't know. It's I'm kind of bored. Are you hungry? I'm really hungry. Look at that. There's something to eat. And it's like they act totally normal until you cut away from the non-zombie perspective. And it's like they're staggering and it's very funny.
That's what happened. That's exactly like the one that was the twist. Oh, I forgot the name of the series, but we discussed it on an earlier podcast. There was one where a girl wakes up with a horrible hangover the morning after on New Year's Day. And
right.
And the zombie apocalypse had happened, and it turns out at the very end, she's a zombie.
Right.
And she gets her revenge on her cheating boyfriend and his girl. And you were seeing it from her perspective. But when they pulled back, it was, and they actually showed it from someone else's perspective. The big twist was her going, you know.
That was like the big reveal.
Yeah, that was the big. It was kind of lame, but it was still fun.
Well, they did that. I don't know if you saw any of the director's cuts of that Will Smith movie, I'm Legend.
No, I did see that movie, but I wasn't too impressed with it.
You know, they actually had like an animated series, like as part of the the extended DVD or whatever it was.
Interesting.
And one of the DVD animated things had it from the perspective of the infected.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the infected saw regular people as these horrible monsters.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really cool. This girl, 16 years old, like gets infected, and the parents won't let her in, and she's out there, and then she finally figures out a way to get in, and she goes in, and from her point of view, they look like horrible monsters going to attack her. From their point of view, she's like the horrible monster, and so she attacks them and tries to kill them. It was just very well done. It was a really interesting juxtaposition of zombie versus human versus zombie kind of thing. So if you get the chance, it might even be online if you go to YouTube and type in I Am Legend animated. You might find that there. So that was... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, the one thing that did impress me and kind of made me not like that one, I Am Legend, was you could tell that the one zombie, I don't know if he was a leader or what, that one zombie still had some humanity left. He was mad because his wife or girlfriend or whatever, his girlfriend zombie, had been taken from him. He was trying to get her back.
Right.
And they had some intellect left because they laid traps for him.
Yes. So they weren't as mindless, walking eating machines as we had suspected. So it was good. I mean, I liked I Am Legend. It had some great scary moments, and it was all right.
No, those zombies were way too fast.
Yeah, those are damn fast zombies.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about that. Do you prefer like the sprinter zombies, like 28 Days Later,
No.
and that you like the slow shambler?
No. A true zombie is a brain-dead creature.
Right. That just kind of shuffles.
That just wants to eat and is falling apart as it goes.
Wow.
Those others, those aren't zombies. Those are changelings or something. But if you're going to run and sprint and stuff like that, you have to have an energy source. And those are dead muscles. And those dead muscles are not going to allow you to do that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, and that's what I thought was the interesting thing about 28 Days Later, because it really was an infection.
Yeah.
And you didn't die. You just got...
You became a cannibal.
Right, yeah. Just an crazed, insane...
Those weren't zombies then?
No. Even though it was kind of a zombie movie because they were like biting and eating you. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, that's very true. And then they starved to death, which I thought was really good.
That was a cannibal movie.
Yes. A cannibal is a zombie without the commitment.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of zombies, I don't know if you saw, but I was able to get in for the zombie run.
Oh, yeah, you got in.
Oh,
they don't have one for Chicago yet. I keep checking.
No, but when they do, I'm sure you can get into that. They got me in, and actually... they would love for us to do an interview with the guy that started the whole thing.
Oh, that would be awesomeness.
So around September, so we've got a few months to kind of plan this out.
Okay.
We can have him on, and we'll talk to him about zombies and what the hell he was thinking by starting a zombie run.
He was thinking brilliantly is what he was doing.
Yeah, no kidding. It's, I would just love to know the thought process. It's like, were they sitting around drinking a bunch of beer and saying, how cool would it be to combine a 5K with an obstacle course and a zombie apocalypse? Did you watch that video that I posted?
No, I haven't.
Go to my Facebook page and scroll down until you see the Run for Your Life video.
Okay.
It kind of gives. It's kind of spooky. It's pretty damn creepy, Jerry.
I want to know where you keep coming up with these horrible Wizard of Oz scenarios where the Tin Man and everybody's killing Dorothy.
I know. Well, that wasn't Dorothy. Those were the two kids from The Shining.
Oh, that explains why they're ghosts. I get it.
Yes. So
I was going to say, well, there's Dorothy. Who's the chick in the background?
I finally got a heart.
Yeah. For our people who are not seeing this, Dan posted a picture of the Tin Man standing in one of the hallways from The Shining, and there are two bloody bodies, and he's holding an axe, and he says, "And now I have a heart."
Yes, he's got a heart in his hand. That's from the Shining of the two little girls that Danny Torrance, like when he's cruising around the hallway in Hot Wheels and turns the corner and they're standing there, and he kind of has that flashback of them being all butchered up in the hallway. So that's
come play with us
forever and ever and ever.
We'll have so much fun.
Yes, so that'll be exciting. So yeah, go check that out. But my friend Rich gave me that. It's like I kind of started something, and now people are just like sending me just weird, scary crap.
That's awesome. Well, at least they're not sending you stuffed armadillos.
That is true. That is very true. Thankfully, I got enough of those in my life.
You still have them out in the garage?
No, actually, they're in my office in here next to the lava lamp and the taxidermied frogs.
Now, wouldn't that be have you ever had a nightmare where they came back to life?
You know, you would think I would, but no. Surprisingly, I have not had any nightmares about taxidermy animals or...
Now you will.
Yeah, I know. That's in there. But I do have...
But at the end, it'll all stop and he'll go... He'll go, nope, Chuck Testa.
Nope, it's there.
Anyway,
I swear it is.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. The other night...
No, I was thinking that I had... nightmares about spiders again.
Oh, those are easy to have.
Ugh. That's like the worst.
Last weekend, I did one of those things where I got up early and went to the bathroom, and then I went back and lay down in the bed, just to like check Facebook on my iPod or whatever, and fell back asleep, but didn't realize it had fallen asleep, and then was dreaming that I was awake. And then got up and came out here, and this is in the dream, and there's, I swear to God, like a 10-pound wasp on the screen window.
Oh.
The sliding glass window screen.
Right.
And I was so terrified I couldn't get myself to, like, say anything, and I was trying to get Jesse to come out and look at it. And then I was trying to get my camera so I could take a picture of it to prove everybody that I wasn't crazy later when I told them about it. And I couldn't move to get the camera. And then it started like chewing through the screen. And that's about when I woke up. And I was
good
dreaming.
Heavens. All right. If you scroll down and you see the I Am Your Father iPod thing.
Okay.
It should be right to the right of that underneath Coffee with Jesus.
Oh, there's your dental appliance.
Yes, I put out another call. One of my friends actually teaches ethics for a dental school, and so I sent her a link, and I said, Annie, if you run across any one of these, please hook a brother up. So she said she'd be on the lookout for it.
Okay, what am I looking for now?
Go underneath Coffee with Jesus, and it's Run for Your Lives. It's a little video.
Okay.
And that'll kind of give you an idea of what that whole thing is going to be about.
We're watching a video of, it looks like someone had one of those newfangled head cams on.
Right.
And he's running through what looks like an army training obstacle course.
It's got mud and like
mud
logs
and water and climbing up ropes and over walls and stuff like that. And you have to avoid the zombies that are trying to get
steal
you
your flags
from every side. They're trying to get you.
So I'm very excited about being a shambler. I didn't want to be a runner just because.
Yeah, heart conditions.
I mean, look
at me. How many people are gonna like go into that water?
I don't know, dude. This thing is like they're doing it all day long. There's like a bunch of different heats. My shift is going to be from 8 in the morning until 11:30.
Did you see the drinking Lush zombie chick?
I know. I want to be the zombie with the Starbucks. I'd like a zom latte, please.
I'll be the zombie with a big absinthe glass.
There you go. And look at that. Then you slide down the thing into the water and...
Oh, mudslide. Look at that.
Look at the zombies like coming at you. Like they're... It would kind of freak you out, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There's Elvis Zombie. I hope I get to be Elvis Zombie. But I'm going to bring... I told them, I said, I really want to get as messed up looking as possible. Like, I'd like to have an eye hanging out, and I'd like to have, some sort of dislocated jaw appliance. I said, whatever you can do to make me look gnarly. I'm all so hopefully
that looks too awesome.
I know. It's a 2-hour process before the race even starts.
Wow. They
do the full makeup. They do the full wardrobe. It's like one thing I want to bring for myself just because I'm Dan Ledbetter is I want to get like one of those like children's birthday party hats. I just have that on just randomly.
That would be awesome.
Be out there staggering with my little birthday party hat.
You know, what would be more scary than a zombie clown?
Oh, I know. That would actually be very horrifying, I think.
That would scare adults with good heart conditions.
Exactly. Or a zombie dentist.
Oh, that's almost redundant.
It's kind of redundant, isn't it? And my apologies to any friends of mine who happen to be in the dentist trade.
Well, they're not zombie dentists.
To the best of my knowledge.
So, okay, I see you have a picture where you're amid clowns. For some reason, I thought those were all zombie clowns.
Oh, no, they're just regular.
Well, if you notice, sometimes clowns look like zombies anyway.
Well, yeah, they are very frightening in that sense. This is why I don't trust clowns. Because they have a smile usually painted on.
I know.
Even when they frown, they look like they're smiling.
There's this one clown that lives in the area, and if you go into any of the this whole Naperville and Lisle and all these little towns out here on the outskirts of Chicago have festivals during the summer, and they're all timed so that one leads to another. So all summer there's a festival going somewhere, and this guy in this little tiny car. This clown is in every single one of them.
That's not
driving
right.
around. And he is the grumpiest, most unhappy looking clown you've ever... He looks like a foul-tempered bastard.
Wow.
And he's driving around on this little thing and honking his horn. And you can just... He's like, you can imagine him smoking a cigar and growling at children. And
right.
It's that kind of a clown.
Wow. See, that's the kind of clowns that really disturb me.
I think that's a more honest clown.
Yes, we need more honest clowns in politics.
Because it can't be a happy life. No offense to any clowns out there, but...
No. Did I ever tell you the time I ran into my friend Kenny and I? We stopped at this novelty store, it's like a magic shop. And the lady that owned it, was a professional clown. And apparently, I don't know whether she was kidding us or what she was doing, but dude, she started telling us about the secret clown society. I'm just saying, she was dead serious.
I was drinking when you told me. I almost spit it all over my...
I thought you were flabbergasted, had nothing to say.
Well, that too.
You were drinking to forget. But yeah, she said they have a secret clown society, and you know me. It's like I can't pass up. When somebody lays a joke like that out on the table, it's like I cannot pass it up. And so, in my most serious look, I'm start asking her these just ridiculous questions, like, "Do you guys have a secret handshake? And does it involve like one of those buzzers in your hand? Do you guys have a rubber nose?" Like, I'm asking all these questions as serious as I can, and she's like looking at me like thinking, "Is this guy being a smartass or is he being serious?" So I just kept it up as long as I could, and then finally she realized that I was like mocking her, unbeknownst to her. So
Yeah, to get it in the door, you have to press your rubber nose up against the scanner.
yeah, exactly.
It goes, zzz,
Exactly.
enter.
Your nose has been recognized.
Because every single rubber nose is different.
So we should probably do some research and see if we can find the Secret Clown Society somewhere and try to infiltrate them.
All right, I'll search for them right now.
I know. How secret can they be if they're on Google?
Well, apparently someone's already searched for it once.
Oh, really? It came right up?
Flickr account. Oh, perfect.
Well, there you go. If it's on Flickr, it's got to be true.
It's got to be secret.
It does. Speaking of which, for all our listeners, I am going to post that the Zombie Run video on our Facebook page.
Oh, good.
So they can you can play along. Actually, Jerry, if you want to insert a thing saying press the play button now, and they can follow along with our scintillating commentary.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
Sure. It can't hurt.
So apparently it's in San Francisco. There's a secret clown society.
Oh, really?
Or at least there's one of them.
Wow.
I'm assuming that's what SF means.
Yeah. Or Santa Fe.
Oh, it could be Santa Fe.
Or San Fernando.
All right. Okay. And may have nothing to do with San Francisco.
No, maybe not. Well, you know what? Who knows? It probably is, but my guess is that they probably have secret clown sex all... Boy, that didn't sound right.
Well,
secret clown sex, and that's S-E-C-T.
Oh,
people.
sex.
Not like sex, S-E-X. I mean, they might do that too. Who knows? But
funny.
secret clown sects. Have to enunciate that one.
It's funny you made that guffaw, because I'm looking at the picture for the Secret Clown Society, and the two clowns that you see are very comely young girls on unicycles with short clown skirts. And you can imagine...
Oh.
I won't go any further.
Yes. Some perversions are better left undiscussed.
Not that I've ever had that.
No, that would be horrible. That belongs in that disgusting, scary movie sex scene thing that you posted.
Clown sex.
Oh, gross, dude. Now, speaking of now, this is a great film, and you really need to watch this because it is on Netflix.
Okay.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, I've seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I saw that when it was on Channel 100.
Dude, that is the greatest film.
It's got to be one of the best B movies I've ever seen.
Absolutely. If Ed Wood had a huge budget, he would have done Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
No.
You don't think so?
This was truly ironic. It was really, really well done. Ed Woods would have tried to make it into an art film.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I guess that's what he did.
Could you imagine if David Lynch did that movie?
Yeah, I could imagine David Lynch doing that movie.
That would be very funny. You know my favorite line in that whole film, and it cracks me up every time I think about it? It's when the clowns are standing there and they've got the pies in their hands.
Uh-huh.
And the cop comes up and goes, "What are you going to do with those pies, boys?" I don't know why that makes me laugh every single time.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, people.
Yes. Yeah, we'll put a link to that on our site. I think people need to see that. We need to start a movement that doesn't involve fiber or X-Line.
It has nothing to do with bowels.
So I did watch a couple of horrible films. Again, it's just I've had the worst luck with horror films of late. I watched one called The Tunnel.
Uh-huh. This just in.
Oh.
Our good friend Dave just sent me a IM, and he says, Nurk, Blick, Flack, Goob.
Well, there you go.
I read that verbatim. What should I answer?
I would just say, Man, I don't know what you should say to that. What do you say to that?
Glimp. Flube. Bomb.
There you go.
There.
And we should note that Dave is from
Australia.
Australia, so who knows what the hell that means in Outback language. So he could be swearing at you for all we know.
This will be interesting. He has no idea he's live on the. Well, as live as you could be on the podcast. He's been on this. He's been on this before.
Yes, if you go back to some of the early episodes, you can even hear Dave semi-live from Australia.
Yeah, undead from Australia.
Yes, live. I guess he really wouldn't be live on this podcast.
Broadcasting undead from undisclosed locations.
So, so Tunnels, horrible. Yet another kind of Blair Witch wannabe thing.
Oh, lots of camera shaking.
Oh, I'm so done with that. It's like, it seems like that's all they got on Netflix. Netflix must have a writer in their contract that they can only convert films that were done in Blair Witch style. And it's driving me freaking crazy. It's like, I mean, even Troll Hunter, which was a lot of fun to watch, but still had that whole Blair Witch thing. It was driving me just crazy.
I have to see that. Jessie said she saw it and it was excellent, and she says she'll watch it again just to watch it with me. So it must be pretty good.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty strong recommendation.
I guess so.
Oh. So you definitely need to see that. So skip Tunnels. Tunnels, not so much.
So what was Tunnels about, though? Zombies, or you're in a tunnel? No,
there was no zombies. It was like something living in the underground tunnels in London, and these people went down to do a documentary on the homeless that lived down there, and it turns out something's down there that's killing people, and you never really even get to see what it is.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of like Cloverfield meets Blair Witch meets The Descent meets we're not going to show you the monster. So, yeah, it was highly unrecommendable. I give it like a half a severed thumbs up. It was pretty horrible.
No severed thumbs down?
No, I figure since they have rigor mortis, it's like it's got to be straight up anyway. So just a half of a severed.
I would say severed thumbs up or severed thumbs on the floor.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do that then. I'd give it like 12 severed thumbs on the floor then.
Okay.
I'd give it like a baker's dozen.
On the cutting room floor, so to speak.
No kidding. Yes, that is exactly where it belonged. In not so horror news, I did watch an actually interesting film called Girl 27.
Huh. Clones?
And it was about this in the 1930s. Metro Goldwyn Mayer, the studio, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, they had this big party for all their salespeople because they had a banner year, even though the economy was in the toilet.
Uh-huh.
They had made so much money with the movies going out to the theaters. They had a big thing for their salespeople, and they hired like all these like showgirl types and film extras to go out to the Max Roach Ranch where they filmed Little Rascals and Laurel and Hardy films and things like that. And got like, what was it, 800 cases of alcohol and things like
shit.
Yeah, it was like, it was this horrible deal. And apparently this one 17-year-old girl who was, was like an extra showgirl type thing, got out there and ended up getting raped by one of the salespeople.
Uh-huh.
And how the studio like went on this whole big smear campaign to trash her reputation and protect the sales guy because they didn't want it coming back on the studio, and how they bought off the judge and did all this stuff. And this guy
is this like a true story thing?
It was a documentary.
Oh, wow.
It was, I usually don't get suckered in by documentaries, but this one was amazing because they found the girl, like she's in her late 70s, 80s, living in Las Vegas, and is this recluse, and this guy from I think it was from Vanity Fair or something, got a hold of the story and started researching it and found her, and then started digging up all this information, and it was amazing. So I would highly recommend if you want some. It's not a happy, fun, feel good documentary, by the way.
Well, but it just goes to show that it doesn't have to be a fantasy to be a horror story.
It really was a horror story. I mean, it was so sad, like seeing this woman's like life, how that one incident just destroyed her life and sent her on this downward spiral. I mean, I don't want to make her out to be this. She was victimized, but it's like, I mean, she did make some poor choices after that. However, it's just amazing how the corporate wheels of big business did everything in their power to cover up and hide stuff and be shifty and all that stuff. It's amazing. Girl 27. It's on Netflix. You should really see it. I think you would enjoy it. God,
it sounds almost like the Catholic Church.
Kind of. But
should I have said that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Well, I mean, but that's true. They've got their own fair share of controversy and all that. So yeah. So Girl 27, not really a traditional horror film, but just a horrible film. Let's put it that way. Just the man's inhumanity to man.
Yeah, so, it goes to show you that the real monsters are humans.
Yeah, at least zombies have integrity.
I know. At least all they want they honestly want to eat. They have no ulterior motive.
No, and they don't care.
It's just like,
they don't care if they're black, white, Asian, Indian, Americans, American natives. It doesn't matter. Everybody gets bit. Hulk mad.
I'm still not a zombie. I guess I can't do a zombie.
We got to work on that. It's got to be deeper and breathier with less guttural,
less feeling.
With yes, when you're doing a zombie invitation with less feeling because, well, it's a zombie. Well, should we do a couple shout outs?
Yeah, let's do that.
Before we put the last nail in this coffin, so to speak.
Shout out to our friend David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you for being an unintentional guest on our show.
Yes. And of course, Lori, who always likes to post stuff on the site. Did you read the article she left us?
I have been so out of Facebook lately, it's amazing.
Oh, you really need to go on there and read what sort of cool stuff she left. She left this article about how to get your man to have sex with you during the zombie apocalypse.
Okay.
It's actually very funny. I mean, Lori
is always funny. She's hilarious. She's a comic genius.
So
visit her at fooleryland.com, I think it is. Isn't it? Yeah.
It is, fooleryland.com. Of course, a recent subscriber to our site, Mary, who has been leaving a lot of posts and liking a lot of the photos that we do, and Darren.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Tessa, winner of our book giveaway from a couple episodes ago.
Now, did she ever get the book?
She got it. She got it and thanked me. Yeah.
Oh, she did. Oh,
yeah.
Good, very good. And of course, Pat,
Darren.
Yep, and Stephen, and the other Stephen. We have several Stevens.
Did you like my cabbage head that I posted?
Yeah, that was pretty kind of scary, actually.
I have these. I have those eyes, and I have them in a bag in my. Though that sounds really weird. I have a bag of eyes in my camera bag. No, it's those. What do you call them? It's just like eyes for dolls.
Yeah, rolly eyes.
Rolly eyes, or whatever they're called. Googly eyes. And I just randomly stick them on things and take pictures. Well, I'm kind of on a health food kick at the moment. I was eating this red cabbage, and it looked like the most horrible alien head I've ever seen out of any Geiger movie. And so I stuck these cute little googly eyes and I put a picture and I put it out there.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. It really creeped me out.
So, yeah, we already said, Stefan. Thank you.
Stefan, and of course Michael and Jason and another Stephen. We've got like about 5 or 6 Stevens, so I hope they...
I never know if I'm supposed to say Stephen or Stefan.
I don't know. I
Jeff-
just, here. How about this? If we're pronouncing your name wrong, will you please post it on Facebook so that we can correct ourselves?
Oh, and we have a number you can call into. It is now working for both of our podcasts.
Oh. So if you want to call in and leave a comment, which we would love to get since not a lot of people post on our Facebook site, but I see via the traffic numbers that a lot of people are sharing stuff, and we're reaching roughly about 300 or 400 people every time we post something. So,
Thank you for that. Thank you.
yeah, I don't know who you are and what you're sharing, but come by and say hi. We don't bite.
And if we do, you won't turn into anything. So,
I make no promises.
anyway, you can call and leave us a message at 469-300-1155. That is I believe, a McKinney, Plano, Texas area code. It goes to a Google Voice number. So, give us a call, leave a message. If you have something you want to say to all the listeners, feel free.
Now, we kind of actually got a world record for the Zombie Beach site.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, never mind. My bad.
What?
I had posted this thing that was the Twilight drinking game rules.
Uh-huh.
And it was from a Facebook page, and it had a lot of thumbs up. It said 23 people like this. I'm going, oh, cool, 23 people like it. Well, it was a screenshot from another Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, but we did have a lot of people that liked it.
Hey. One of the people who have been on our page, her name is Melissa. I won't say your last name because we're trying not to say last names for your protection.
Yeah, not ours.
Not ours. She's got a picture with a friend of hers, and they look like they're both dressed up as zombies.
Where's that at? I didn't see that.
Let's see. She is... I can hit the back button.
Is it way down the page somewhere?
Yeah. I'm old and I don't know how to use my computer.
I'm not seeing her.
I'm trying to get back to where I was.
Well, while you're looking, our good friend Rachel and Tom and Darren, thank you for liking the picture of Smiley, the my favorite zombie from this season of The Walking Dead.
It was Melissa is one of the two people who liked the picture of Ash holding his boomstick.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good.
Did you like the picture? Right next to zombie eat flesh.
Yes. Yes, that's way down the page.
Yes.
Did you like the picture I put of the kitten with the fangs and the wings?
Oh, yeah.
Still a better vampire than Edward?
Yeah. Oh, my daughter is now the proud owner of an iPhone 4S, so her and I are twinsies. They didn't have a black one, so we both had white ones.
Oh, wow.
So we had to buy different cases. Here's a tip for you guys. The cheapest cases we could find at Target, because they wanted to sell them to us at the AT&T store. You never buy them at the AT&T store, and you never buy them at Apple because they jack it up 300%.
Oh.
These are pieces of plastic, people. These are like 15-cent pieces of plastic they sell for $25 or $30 or more.
And you can get them. We run deals on those on dealnews.com all the time.
Yeah, so
like super cheap with free shipping too. Like I've seen them for as low as like $1 with free shipping.
I got one to beat yours. So she wanted one with a Hello Kitty on it because she's a big Hello Kitty fan, right? But anyway, we couldn't find one, and so we settled on there was a 2-for-1 pack for us. So it was like $24.99 at Target. There were two of them, and so I've got a clear white one or a clear one, and she's got a pink one, and so that was a pretty good deal. But really, seriously, it's just a piece of plastic. And then I went on eBay, and I found a Hello Kitty one for a penny, with like $3.68 shipping.
You're kidding me.
And of course, it ships from China. But I've done business with Chinese companies on eBay, and they're pretty good. They're good deals.
Yeah, they're not bad. I've actually bought some stuff from China as well.
So I mean, that tells you the markup that's on these stupid things. So,
yes.
So this is my zombie tip to anybody who out there who wants to buy a case for their phone. Go to eBay.
Yes.
save $20 or $30.
eBay is your friend.
eBay does it right. Let's see. Another thing that I buy there, if you need cables, like computer gear or like a charging cable for your iPhone, iPad, whatever, or your BlackBerry or whatever, you'll pay pennies on the dollar. I got a set of 4 cables that work with any like iPod, iPad, iPhone device for like $4, and that included shipping.
Wow.
So that's how much markup is on these things. These things actually cost pennies, because these people in China are still making a huge profit when they sell them for that little. And when I bought the case for a penny, they were making a profit on the shipping, and the shipping was like under $4.
Right.
So come on.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That was I don't know what that had to do anything with zombies, but
not really. But it worked. It was all good. Okay. Hey, actually, this just in.
Okay.
My good friend Brian, who works in the film industry.
Oh, hey, Brian.
Brian's awesome. He actually does voiceover work. In fact, you've probably heard him. He works a lot with Disney.
I wonder if
he does the Disney release. If you go to Pumpkin Patch,
okay,
I think Pumpkin Patch Productions or something on Facebook, you can listen to some of his stuff. But he just sent me a link to. There's a site that's selling the Shining Overlook Hotel carpet pattern necktie. So I'm posting the link to where you can get that, because for heaven's sakes, if you are a Stephen King fan or a Stanley Kubrick fan or a whatever fan, you just need this. That's all I'm saying. You just need this. So
I remember when after The Shining came out, Jeanette and I booked a hotel room up at that, and I was for 3. You were supposed to go too, and none of us ended up going.
Right?
Do you remember that?
Yes. I wish that would have happened. That
would have been awkward, but it would have been.
It would have been awkward, but it would have been funny.
Yeah.
And stops being funny when you're riding your big wheel down the hall and there's 2 creepy kids who end up being ghosts.
That would be awesome. It'd be better than a 7 foot. Shit.
And with that, what are you going to take us out with, Jerry?
Manson. I don't know. Oh, let's here. I know. We'll use that that monster themed punk band that we always go back to.
Oh yeah, the Jackalopes.
Yeah, let's. We'll do something with the Jackalopes.
See you, everybody.
Bye. Ah! Still a Chewbacca.
I know it is.
I'm tearing on a Friday night when the sun beats down the spine. For the next and the labor, say that I'm gonna end up doing time. She looks so good in red. American Nightmare running scared. She should have been hard to judge. She should have been hard to kill. Should have been hard to kill. Hey, I have to split a fucking head. American Nightmare running scared. American Nightmare running scared. When I'm heading down the highway side at 3 in the night, if the dog don't give it to the devil, well, my life is out of sight. It's highway of a fucking hell. American Nightmare running scared. American Nightmare running scared. When I'm heading down the highway side at 3 in the night, and the dog don't give it to the devil, well, my life is out of sight. This highway of a fucking hell. American Nightmare running scared. American Nightmare running scared.
That's a very rare piece. It shows a wolf and a pentagram, the sign of the werewolf.
Is that a zombie in your gun sights or a live uninfected person? You don't want to make a bad judgment call, because either can lead to disaster. That's why we recommend donning a pair of Super Focus eyeglasses before you pull the trigger. Yep, it was a zombie. Thank you, Super Focus. Super Focus recommended eyewear for the zombie apocalypse. For more information, go to www.superfocus.com or call 800-900-3700.